Hey crew, Rival here, and I've been spending quite a bit of time in Forge lately, and I think I finally have a map worthy of some of the custom games that we've been doing lately. I think this will support 4v4, 8v8, really anything that we need it to support. And what I want to do is kind of run you through this map and show you some of the Easter eggs, I guess, that are in it. Now, I did not make the bare bones of this map. Whoever made Malevolent, thank you so much. I took the idea of it being a haunted mansion and I really modified it to be specific to just Super Husky Raid. So it was originally set up. There were some back rooms, back alleyways, different ways of like weaving because it was set up for all of the game modes, and I think I changed that. Now, what I did a lot of was trying to figure out, okay, how do we avoid hammer raiders just completely destroying the entire base, especially when we're 6v6 and someone's got a rocket launcher or hammers or whatever. You can spawn trap 5 people in one shot, and that's kind of wild. So, this map already had some blockages for spawns to keep them alive, and what I did was I modified them a little bit. I actually moved one of the spawns as well, and I put a lot of skill-based things on the map. And again, I want to showcase this for you. So you can see it's a haunted mansion. And I wanted to figure out, if you spawn with Mangler Blue Gun, how do I still give you a good advantage, right? So let's see what my loadout is right now. So hammer, most people, they're going to use this hammer. But let's say I got battle rifle, grapples are fine. But let's say it was even a shield. So let's actually change teams and see if I can get, like just a terrible loadout for you guys. Oh, all right. So you can see right now I'm in an out of bounds zone. And the reason that's important is we'll start with that. So let's say I'm coming in and I've got other weapons than this, hammer, rockets, whatever. A big thing is, you get spawn killed. So some of the spawns are going to be on the floor, don't get me wrong. But quite a few of the spawns are set to be up in here. Now, up here, you can actually jump and clamber, and you can get up here. But there's a zone I can't get into. I can't actually get into their spawn, but I can be up here. I can shoot into that zone, right? So if I'm down here, they're not safe. I can shoot in there. I can chuck grenades, do whatever I need. But what's cool is, so that wall, if I chuck a grenade, it's going to stay in there. But you saw there's an 8-second timer if you spawn in here. So you can't just camp in here and just defend your flag. But you are safe for up to 8 seconds. You can't easily get hammered. Now, from down here, if you have a rushdown hammer, you can kind of get up there and hit them. But so what I did was I backed up this base. So you can see there's like an extra floor back here. I backed it up. So yes, they can get in here with a hammer, but they have to be very skillful or use a grapple to get up here, which is great. They're going to use some of their equipment. Or they're going to have to climb, buying you some time to maybe jump over them or whatever. So I gave you guys a spawn that's a little bit deeper. You're protected for 8 seconds, except if they do the skill of getting up here. And both sides are that way. So we've got spawns up here, spawns back here. We have a spawn. I put in this wall here, so if you spawn here, you're safe, so that you're not instantly getting deleted, right? Over here, there's a spawn as well, so you're safe, right? And what's cool, too, is if someone's here at the flag, you can tuck over here. You can shoot, down through the stairwell. And then the last spawn is over in the balcony. Now, what's cool with the balcony spawn is you can spawn there randomly, but also, if, let's say someone's grabbing the flag, another opponent is maybe standing here, and you have someone spawn raiding, your rate of spawning in the balcony goes up. So I actually am playing around with some safe spawns where just because you're getting spawn raided, I don't think that should eliminate your ability to fight back, and it shouldn't end the game for you, because that's what sucks with a lot of games is all of a sudden you just get killed. So you can spawn here and try to clear your base. Now, again, I reward you for being able to clamber, for being able to climb. So I put in a nice barrier here so you can actually get up here, whether you're attacking or defending. I also am giving you a safe spot up here. So if you want to camp, you can actually be up here if you think someone's coming. So I was playing with people and they were saying, well, what about the chandelier? Can't we get up there? I couldn't figure out an elegant way of putting you up there. So I built this ledge that you guys can be on, and you can come from either direction. So let's say we're over here. You can climb up here. You can get all the way up here, and you know, you can be on this ledge. Now what's cool is this painting is, let's say you spawn over here and you're like, I want to get over there, but there's people in midfield. So you can take this ledge over, and into the painting you'll teleport over to the other side, completely jumping these line of sights. Because again, I'm always thinking about what would a sniper see. Now, speaking of line of sights, I built this pyramid in the middle, which wasn't there before, to kind of cut some of the line of sights. Most of the spawns happen outside of line of sights, but I wanted to make it useful for you to cut angles, right? So we put this thing in the center. What I also did was I put these ledges that you don't have to clamber. So I can jump and crouch, land on the ledge, and then I can jump and crouch. Oh, hello. And then I can jump and crouch up to the other one. Come on. And then up here. I did put a turret. Now, this turret does not have unlimited ammo. You can just pick it off, right? So I can do this and detach it if I want. Or you could just beat it off. Now, the reason I put a turret up there, if you get Mangler Blue Gun, or, you know, Skewer plus Shield, what I can do is I can go up there. Instead of rushing for the flag, I can get up here. I can throw out a shield. I can have that turret, and then I can kind of be in here attacking. Or I can pick it up. Now, this is a slower time to kill than a lot of the weapons. So Spanker still kills you faster. Ravager still kills you faster. Cinder Shot still kills you faster. You could still kill faster with the Stalker Rifle. But when you get a terrible loadout, you can at least, you know, you could throw your shield here. Let's say pick this up and shoot for a while. Now, this does have a limited ammo source. So all of a sudden, as you're killing, it'll run out. And now it should be running out. Where is it? There. Oh, come on. There we go. So it has a lot of shots, but let's say you're trying to clear the base. You're trying to come in with that turret. You're just trying to put damage in on people while someone grabs this flag. You can still do that. Now, I kept the railing. I kept so many things from the original map creator because it still needs to feel like it's a Super Husky map, right? So the reason I chose Pyramid is it's a ramp that you can slide down. So it does take you a little bit of time to get this flag all the way into the back of your base, which is great if there's 8v8, you have a chance to kill. But let's see, if we have grapples, we can still get there relatively fast. And again, it rewards the skill of knowing how to grapple slide. So I can get there in about 2 grapple slides. I can throw it. I can pick it up. I can almost get home in 2 grapples. Right? So even though it is a large map, it's still viable for a 4v4 situation. So again, let's say, you know, people are coming. I can get up here. I can clamber up here if I need to, and I can tuck. I can be up here as an 8th, as a defensive player. I can come over here if I need to. And then we have these little zones over here. Now, I built some walls here because this used to allow you to, like, go all the way around, and there was just too much space. And I still haven't quite decided what I want to do over here. I had some turrets here that it ended up there was 3 turrets. It just didn't make sense. The turrets aren't really that great damage per second. You know, they're better than, you know, Blue Gun and Mangler. There's a little range to them. You know, there's a benefit to them, but it's not overpowered by any means. Again, the power weapons are still better. But I got to figure out what I want to do with those edges over there on the sides. Now, I may just take them out completely because there's so much going on. Maybe I make this more rectangular and just like I can easily just completely block this off. But again, we'll have to kind of play it by ear when we get 8v8 and see what's going on with that. But again, I wanted it to be newbies. Oh, here's a terrible loadout, right? I wanted it to be so that newbies could still be okay and do okay. But also for the more advanced players that are good at, you know, skipping clambers and, you know, actually put in time to learn, like, this map. And I really encourage you to practice this map so that you can really master this. Because, again, I want it to be better than a lot of the other maps, right? Because some of the other maps, like I already talked about, you get spawn trapped and there's no way out, especially like a merchant square. A hammer can clear that base so easily. And that's why we have 3 main phases of spawns. We have that top one, like I talked about. We have it here on the ground level, I would say. And then we have some in the balcony over here. But all of the spawns are able to be collapsed on, trapped, whether you have equipment or not. That was really important for me, is I want you to be able to maneuver to some of these places whether you have equipment or not. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If there's something blatantly obvious that you guys are noticing that I didn't, I'd love to hear about it. But again, I plan to do quite a few more maps, find maps that I can modify, so that there's a nice aesthetic to it, because I really don't want to spend the time on, making it look like a frickin' mansion. But I do want it to be viable for 4, 5, 6, 8v8 games, so that on the weekends when we do these custom games, it's fun for all the players. And if you're a viewer and you want to jump in, you guys can kind of play something new and kind of feel it out for yourselves. So again, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really excited to debut this map and really get a lot of people going. So I'll see you guys out there.